Would you please join me in giving a big Crown Council welcome to Mr. Dick Hoyt.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Wow. Standing ovation. I've got my check. I'm out of here. Good evening, everybody. I'm very happy to be here. I'm sorry that the better half of Team Hoyt is not with us, but you saw him in that video, and you'll see him in some slides, and you'll actually see him talking in another video I'm going to show you at the end. Now, as I go through this presentation, I'd like you all to think of three small, three-lettered words. Yes, you can. Because for 45 years, everybody's been saying, no, you can't. Now, what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Rick, so you'll know why he can't talk, use his arms and his legs. And I'm going to show you some slides, and you'll be able to see the different types of equipment that we use in order to compete in road races and triathlons. But right now, I'd like to take you back to January 10th, 1962, and that was Rick's birth. Rick was a very active baby, and when he was being born, he turned himself over, and the umbilical cord got twisted around his neck. And he's in such a position that it took a matter of minutes before the doctors could get at it and untangle it. Well, that caused a lack of oxygen to Rick's brain, which caused brain damage, which is cerebral palsy. At the time, we knew there was something wrong with Rick, but we did not know exactly what. So the doctors made an appointment for us to see a specialist when Rick was 9 months old. We took Rick to the specialist, and they did all kinds of tests. And the tests come back, and they were very negative. They said, forget Rick, put him away, put him in an institution. He's going to be nothing but a vegetable for the rest of his life. We still haven't figured out what kind of vegetable he is. But on the way home from that doctor's appointment, my wife at the time, Judy, and I, we cried. But then we talked, and we said, no, we're not going to put Rick away. We're going to bring Rick home and bring him up like any other child. And this is what we have done. Rick has been mainstreamed and included all of his life. Today, Rick is 45 years old. He's graduated from public high school. He's graduated from Boston University. He lives all by himself. He lives all by himself in his own apartment. And Rick and I have competed in 948 athletic events in the past 26 years. Now, you're probably all wondering, how did Rick get through high school and how did he get through college if he can't talk? Well, we knew Rick was very smart. We could tell by looking in his eyes that he was looking right back at us, and he was paying attention and taking everything that we talked to him about. So we tried to get Rick into public school, and they turned him down. They said, no, he can't learn, he doesn't understand. So we met some engineers from Tufts University in Boston, and we talked to them. And they said the same thing, that he wouldn't be able to learn. So we told the engineers to tell Rick a joke. So they told Rick a joke, and Rick cracked up laughing. And they said, wow, maybe there is something there. So they said, if you can raise $5,000, we'll build a communicating device for Rick. You got to remember now, this was 32 years ago, and $5,000 was a lot of money. But the Hoyt family raised the $5,000. We gave it to the engineers, and they built what was called the TIC, the Tough Interactive Communicator. And the engineers were coming to our house, and everybody's betting what are the first words Rick is ever going to say. Well, his mom's saying it's going to be, hi, Mom, and me to Dad, no, it's going to be, hi, Dad. Well, the Boston Bruins were going for the Stanley Cup, and the very first words he ever said was, go Bruins. So we knew right then and there that he understood everything and he loved sports. So we took Rick and his tick to the school department, principal of the school, and some teachers took him in a room and left Judy and I outside because before they were saying that we were answering for him. So they asked him questions, he answered them correctly, and they had to accept him in the public school. After that, the federal government come out with a grant, and they were building these computers so other children could go to school. Now, how did we get involved in running? Rick was attending a South Middle School out in Westfield, Massachusetts, and his gym teacher got Rick involved in all the gym activities with everybody else. And he was also the basketball coach at Westfield State College, and he used to take Rick to the basketball games. Well, at one of the games, they made an announcement that one of the lacrosse players from the college was in an automobile accident and he was paralyzed from the waist down. So they're going to have this charity road race to try to help him make some money so he could pay his medical bills. Well, Rick came home from that basketball game and he told me all about it. He said, "Dad, I have to do something for him. I want to let him know that life goes on even though he's paralyzed. I want to run in the race." Well, at the time, I was 40 years old. I was not a runner. I used to run maybe 3 times a week, a mile each time, just to try to keep my weight down. And that's all we had was a Mulholland wheelchair, which was form-fitted, prescription-made to Rick's body. And we had a hard time pushing him in it, never mind running in it. It was a 5-mile race, and I agreed to go down and push Rick in the race. Well, we get down in, as you can see, they gave us the number 00. And the gun went off, and Rick and I took off with all the other runners. Well, everybody thought that Rick and I was just going to go to the corner and turn around and come back. Well, we didn't. We finished the whole 5 miles coming in next to last, but not last. That's one thing, in all the races we've been in, we've never been last.
Yes, you can. Can you say yes when the world says no? Seldom are we faced with the impossible like Dick and Rick Hoyt. In fact, sometimes it might be easier to say yes in the face of impossible odds because after all, what is there to lose? But what about when we're faced with the daily challenges of little impossibilities or even difficulties? The impossibilities of filling a schedule that has fallen apart, finding financial arrangements that will work for a patient, finishing on time, or the difficulty of telling a patient that their crown has just turned into a root canal. Our initial reaction to these difficulties might be a resounding, "No, I can't do that." But who is it that determines the yes or the no of the difficulties we face personally or professionally? Ultimately, there's just one person who decides on the answer, and that person is you. That's right. The answer can be yes, you can. Take a few minutes as a team today to discuss, with the help of the worksheet provided with this team meeting, the daily difficulties you face individually and as a team, where your initial reaction might be, "No, we can't," but with some creativity and determination, your response can be, "Yes, we can." What are those little daily difficulties, like getting to the office before the morning huddle is supposed to start, starting on time, having a positive attitude when the patient does not? What are your most challenging daily difficulties? Once you've determined those difficulties, move over to the right-hand column of the worksheet and identify your yes, you can commitment. What will you commit to as a team as you face each of those difficulties head-on with a positive attitude of accomplishment? With a yes, you can commitment, overcoming these daily impossibilities or even difficulties may not sound as heroic as the races Dick and Rick Hoyt have run, but they will help you say, yes, you can. Those victories will build upon each other and create a better, stronger team of winners. Good luck as you move forward on the daily race with your new yes, you can attitude.